One of the biggest like insults kind of that I see people telling girls online who are literally just having fun, living their life, enjoying the things that they enjoy, like being happy and having things make them happy. And it's just like, one of the biggest things that I see people saying about those girls is that they are basic. And I just think that that is like the weirdest, like, way to say that you're just jealous, honestly. Like, I think that being basic is not an insult. Like, I do not get insulted when someone calls my interest basic or me basic or anything like that. Like, I kind of wish I was more basic if that's your definition of it. I just think that the entire idea of being basic doesn't make any sense at all, because for like, let's take girls who love Taylor Swift. I love Taylor Swift. And so I just think it's actually beautiful that so many girls, so many people could be so into Taylor Swift, so like, who could be made to feel so happy by Taylor Swift's music and her interviews and just her in general. Like, I'm a huge Swiftie. I love Taylor Swift so much. And so like, I just think that that community of girls who maybe have never even met or talked online, or who have no idea who each other are, but if they see each other wearing a Taylor Swift sweatshirt, they're like, that's my girl. Like, I feel safe with her. Like, I feel comfortable around her. Like, we have the same energy, the same vibe. And I think that people saying that other girls are basic or other people are basic is really just them being jealous that they're not a part of a community like that. Like, I don't know. Like, I just think it's so weird for someone to make something that makes someone else happy an insult. And that's so annoying. It's horrible. It's a horrible thing to say or to imply that because someone likes something, they should be ashamed of it. And the funny thing is that the same people who call other people basic, they have their own interests that other people could think of them as being like, oh, well, that's obvious, that's basic. But we don't, because we know that your interests are your interests, and the things that make you happy are amazing. We don't want to, I don't know, it's just so weird. We don't want to stop you from doing the things that make you happy, for having interest in things that make you happy. Like, one of my favorite Taylor Swift quotes is, I'm totally gonna get this quote wrong, but she says, now I'm forgetting the entire quote, but she basically says that someone who makes you feel bad, dumb, or stupid for being excited about something, like the worst kind of person, that's it. The worst kind of person is someone who makes you feel bad, dumb, or stupid for being excited about something. The worst kind of person. And I'm like, yes, queen. Because I just think it sucks that we go through this life trying to find happiness. We try to find joy. We try to find things that we enjoy. We try to find things that fuel us and give us energy and inspiration. And then people try to tear you down for it. And it just sucks that everyone in life is on the same mission, basically, to find happiness and love and joy and all that. And then people, honestly, it just sounds jealous to me that when someone does find something that truly makes them happy and truly brings them joy and inspiration and motivation and comfort, that they're just like so jealous that they have to tear them down for it and make them feel ashamed. The worst part is that it works a lot of the time. It works on me. It works on a lot of other people. When people say, oh, that's so basic, you're so basic. Like, I instantly, like, I know in my heart that that is wrong, and that being basic is actually a beautiful thing, because it just means you have something in common and that you found something that you love. But, and like, you know who you are when you know what you love. Like, I think that's so cool, but it still hurts. It still tears you down. It still doesn't feel good. And it sucks that there are just people out there who go through life not trying to find what makes themselves happy, but instead take away what makes other people happy. And I'm like, dude, just stop, chill. Like, oh my God, it's just a horrible idea that everyone is basic. Like, everyone is basic. It's so ridiculous that there's one type of basic. It doesn't make any sense at all to me. And so I just think that that's the weirdest thing in the world. I think that if you love something, keep loving it. As long as it brings you joy, keep enjoying it. Like, keep being happy by the things that make you happy. Don't let anyone tear you down for what brings you joy. Like, and I know that it's way easier said than done, especially when like I know, like, there are so many girls on TikTok or on YouTube who post about the things that they love all the time, but because they're deemed basic, they get hate and they get trolls and they get like insults all about the things that they love. And luckily I haven't seen anyone take down like their entire account, but I have seen girls like take down videos where they're like, it was just too embarrassing that everyone came after me for what I love. And it's just like your music taste or a TV show or movie that you like, or like a color. Like, oh my God, everyone who hates on pink, like, pink is not my favorite color at all, but I love girls who know that their favorite color is pink. I think that's the raddest. I think that's the coolest thing in the whole world. That you know who you are. Like, the whole world is just gonna try to tear down people who know who they are because they want them to become who they want them to be. And that's a whole other video. That's a whole other subject. Not people think that they know how everyone should live their lives, and they think that they know how people should not live their lives. And I'm like, dude, mind your own business. Honestly, like, I see all these girls, and honestly, this might be a whole other video too. I used to not be offended by the idea of being basic. Like, growing up, I was told, this is another video, that I was not like other girls. And that, oh my God, that entire phrase just alone is like, I could have so much to say about that. But I was told I was not like other girls, that I was special or whatever. And so I tried not to like, I never read Twilight. I never liked the color pink. I never, which like isn't my favorite color, but I'm really like starting to like pink a little bit better. I like the rose gold color of pink, but anyways, but I would like force myself. I was never like a boy band girl. I never liked, and part of this is me being aroace, aromantic and asexual. So I've never really had interest genuinely in like boys or anybody, like in a romantic or attractive way, like not really. And so, but I would force myself to be the opposite of that. Of having interest in someone. I would like be like, oh, that guy's so disgusting, or like, I would never like this boy band, or I would never like this movie or this color. Like, I tried to be different than everyone else because I was afraid of being basic. And like, that fear of being basic literally held me back so much when I was a teenager. Because if I had just realized that being basic is awesome, and it just means that you have something in common with a whole bunch of other people, like when I found fandoms, it changed my whole life. Because we all love the same things. We all love the same TV shows. We all love the same music. We all love the same movies. Like, and those are three of my biggest interests. And in life, I love TV shows and movies so much. I have a reaction channel. That's a different channel. And I love it so much. But I would never, I wish that I realized earlier that being basic is just like a way of people being jealous of a community of people who have something in common, of people who can bond over the same interests as each other. So I don't know. The whole thing is it just sucks because it really stops people saying that you're basic really can hold you back from having this community of people who love the same things as you do, who act the same way that you do, like who, and like the whole, like there's a whole other side to this of like people where you don't try to be basic. So you try to be like different or like quirky or like, I don't know, like the whole other side of that, where like I tried to be the opposite of all the interests that all the girls, not all the girls, but a lot of the girls in my school were interested in. So like Twilight, all that stuff. So I still haven't read Twilight, but I like the movies now. It's so funny. I hated the movies. I finally watched the Twilight movies when I was 18 years old and in 2018, and I hated it. Now I love it. Like, I love the supernatural elements. I love the action. Like, I mean, like it's still very like cringy and awkward for me, but I love it. I have so much fun watching it. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure movie now, but I'm not ashamed of watching it and liking it. That's something that I really learned in high school, I think. Was in middle school, I was very much like, I'm not like other girls, or I'm gonna be different, or like, I don't know, I was just trying to be not cool, but just definitely not like other people. And so, but in high school, one of the things that actually taught me this was I was in arts class and I literally told someone that I watched Jessie on Disney Channel, that TV show, and like I thought for sure I was gonna get so much hate for that, and I thought for sure people would be like, oh my god, you watch Disney Channel still? You're like a teenager, you're like 14 years old, how could you watch Disney Channel? And because that's all I've heard throughout middle school and high school is people judging other people for being basic or like liking things that they think that they shouldn't. And then all of a sudden this other girl who was super nice, she was like, you watch Jessie? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I love Jessie. I was like, oh. I was like, really? And then like over time, that class became a place where we like talked about Disney Channel. And like all of these other kids started chiming in on like the Disney Channel or Nickelodeon shows that they watch. And I thought that was so funny that my entire life I had like thought of like watching Disney Channel as such a kid channel, and maybe it is, but like it's still something that I enjoyed watching Disney Channel. And so I finally said it out loud, and turns out a lot of other kids liked watching Disney Channel too. I don't know, it's just being like into something, finding joy from something is such an amazing thing. It is such a beautiful thing. It is such like a community building thing where you know you're not alone and you just get to love something with other people. Like you get to bond over your love of something. Like that's such a magical, beautiful thing. I love it. So the idea of just tearing someone down for, it's so annoying. Tearing someone down for something that brings them genuine joy and happiness is just so messed up. And so I don't take it as a compliment, at least not anymore. When in middle school, I definitely think I did, but I have learned a lot. And I've also learned that life is just way, way, way too short and way too unserious to take other people's opinions of you to heart when it's obviously rooted in hate and like just anger or jealousy or meanness. I don't know, but like just enjoy the things that you love, enjoy the things that make you happy. Like it's such a magical thing to enjoy something. It's such a magical thing to find something new that you enjoy too. And so when someone calls you basic or tries to say you're like other girls, or like you're just like everyone else, or just literally you're just basic, God, ignore them as hard as you can. Like just try your very, very, very best to realize that it's kind of sad that they probably don't have something to be basic about. They probably don't have this community that's so loving and joyous and amazing as yours. And I'm not saying like feel bad for them and be like, oh, it's fine, you can say that about me, but like just realize it's not worth taking what they're saying seriously. Like like ignoring them can be way easier said than done, but I honestly think like ignoring them and focusing on you and your love and like going back to that community. Like when people say Taylor Swift is lame or boring or basic, I just go back to the Swifties, and they are all so welcoming. And that's a huge thing that the Swiftie fandom taught me, is how welcoming they are to new people and how comforting they are and how just inclusive. They are inclusive. And saying that someone is being basic or their likes are basic, that's just excluding them and trying to control them. And I hate that. So be as inclusive as the Swifties and you'll be good. I just think it's like, life's too short. YOLO. I guess. God. I mean, like, honestly, just like the things that you like and don't give about what anyone else thinks. So, yeah. I think that's my main point. It's like, it's not an insult. It's like, you can take it as an insult and they can mean it as an insult, but it's really not. It's really just, it's kind of a compliment that they're saying that you have so much passion for something that it's drawing people's attention because you're so excited about it. Like, that's awesome. That's awesome that you're so excited about something and so passionate about something that it's drawing other people's attention, that your love for it is like shining so bright. Like, oh my God, I think it's so cool. So they can mean it as an insult, you can take it as an insult, but it's really not an insult. It's being basic is awesome. Okay. Being basic just means that you have found something that you feel connected to. Oh my God, I love it. I love being basic. Anyways, so just don't care. Try not to care. I know it's hard, but being basic rocks. Being basic is cool. Having something that you love is amazing. Loving something, being excited about something, having inspiration and passion about something, it's all amazing. So you're amazing. Know that. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video.